And welcome everybody to the glorious episode of the Put on Raiders podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas, and as always, I am podcasting on the beautiful shores of the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful day out here in Southern California. PORSP as my Twitter handle, so check me out there. And don't forget on Instagram, it's put on waivers underscore podcast. That's put on waivers underscore podcast. Talk a little Raiders here now, and Geno Smith making the rounds here on social media now. Everybody's trying to go crazy about a little bit of you know, the video that he put out. So we'll watch that video right now.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. That's why I get paid the big bucks. That's why they bring the big bucks to me. That's why they pay me the big bucks, nigga. I do it. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
All right. So this is not really that big of a deal. Like, it's not big of a deal. He's a starting quarterback in the NFL. He has been for a while now, and he's going to be making some decent money, and he's letting everybody know about it. That's fine. Like, what's the big deal? Like, it's not that big deal. Like, he is in a situation here now where he is a starting quarterback. He has Chip Kelly calling the plays for him. He has Brock Bowers. He has Michael Mayer. If they block it up front, he also has Jacoby Myers and the Dante Thornton, who is the next Randy Moss. So there's weapons all over the place for him. Jack Bash is there as well. I'm still not signed by the Raiders, but I wouldn't worry about it. So let him talk. Let him have fun. Who cares? Who cares? This is not something where I'm like, oh my God, like, he should be whatever. He's at some football game, or he's coaching some football game or some flag football thing, whatever. Who cares? Like, I mean, like, let him do his thing, bro. Like, this is not like the fact that this was like, I mean, I know we're slow, and everybody's talking about all these different things and getting nervous about and this like has this nervous energy because they want the season to start, but let it go. Let it go. It ain't that serious. The main topic today is Patrick Graham and the Raiders defense. So you look at the division and you have to say to yourself, on a positive note, and I'm trying to be positive. If you had an iffy defense or a young defense, right? Is this the right division for you to be in? And it could be the case, right? You could make an argument for that case. But that's only if like these teams don't get better offensively in the AFC West. Herbert, again, they're gonna run the football and try to get the ball to Lad McConkey. You got to see if they have another deep threat, or if they can get a deep threat on that team. But how good is Amari Hampton going to be? But they're going to run the football, so that kind of if you can be decent against the run, which he's not usually good against the run. Teams coached by Patrick Graham, but if they can if they can keep the run respectable, they can stay in the game that way. No big plays, red zone defense. Same thing. Second year, what is going to be Bo Nix in year two? I saw a stat the other day that when he gets rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds, he has 0 interceptions. And then when he got rid of the ball after 2.5 seconds, he had 12 interceptions. So obviously, you want him to burp the baby in the pocket. You got to see what they're going to do with their running game. And like right now, I mean, let's be honest. Like that team has a potential to be one of the best defensive teams in football. And then you have the Kansas City Chiefs, who have probably the preeminent defensive play caller in all of the NFL. With his blitz packages and the timing of those things, stuff like that, and Steve Spagnuolo. So, even all these teams are a little bit like, okay, they're not. I would not say any of those three teams in the AFC West. So I'm trying to be positive. So no, I wouldn't say any of those three teams in the AFC West are juggernaut offensive teams, right? Just to be fair, they're not juggernaut offensive teams. Probably still better than the Raiders, but hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like they're not juggernaut offensive teams. So if he's just decent, and when I say decent, they're just they're not giving up big play after big play after big play, and you saw that in a lot of times last year too. Like I mean, balls didn't really go over people's head too much. They kept plays in front of them, but can they play? Can they stop the run enough to make it an issue? And force for third and long so Max Crosby and Malcolm Kuntz can go get the quarterback. Like that's gonna be the biggest thing that I would look at for the Raiders here is is this the right division? Because the Raiders possibly have 2/3 of a football team. They have a guy who they have a great kicking game with Cole and Carson. They have potentially a good offense to give them a chance in some of these games. I mean, you have to think that Chip Kelly is going to be able to scheme some things up. Now you have to count on um, Geno Smith to hit those plays, but that's going to be the biggest part of it. I mean, is Adam Butler going to be able to give you what you need? I mean, Tyree Wilson is another guy who's a huge part of it. Like, I mean, is he going to actually do something? Is he going to actually do something? I don't care what you do when the season's over. Like, I don't care if he gets through this whole situation here healthy, starts the season healthy, gets through training camp, gets through preseason healthy, then he needs to be a factor or he needs to just go away. He needs to be a factor or he needs to just go away. We know about Christian Wilkins. We'll see what the reports say. I'm not gonna doubt Rentz's report. I'm just he's very gung ho on it. He feels really good about it. I still haven't seen anybody else kind of say that he was gonna be out for the year. That would be a devastating blow. If they couldn't get like double digit games from Christian Wilkins for a second straight year, that would just be brutal. I mean, absolutely ridiculously brutal, really brutal. So we'll have to see. And are people going to take advantage of this? Are we starting? I mean, we're starting Eric Stokes and Darian Porter at corner. Like, I mean, like people are not gonna take advantage of that. Like, I mean, there's a lot of coaches or teachers. There's a whole lot of teaching going on. For the Raiders coming up here, and when the season starts, there's gonna be a lot of teaching going on because you know for those guys to really help this team, because I think this year they're trying to when you sign Carroll and you pay Kelly, you pay Patrick Graham, they're trying to not be terrible. Like if they want to be terrible this year and try to get draft capital or maybe a quarterback in the first round, God forbid. Um, they could have done that this offseason. They didn't do that. They went out there and got pieces because they got pieces. I mean, they didn't trade Max Crosby. They kept Max Crosby. They did a whole lot. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, this is going to be a situation where like you're asking him to play a little bit with mirrors defensively, especially in the secondary. You're asking a lot of Pau Mao. You're asking a lot of Jeremy Chin. You're asking a lot from those dudes. A whole lot. Do you trust a guy like Darnell Holmes to be your slot receiver and come up and tackle and make plays and stuff like that? Like you're asking a lot. Asking a whole lot. But they do have some depth there, so they're trying to get some young people in there and try to see what they can do. Jacorian Bennett, will he play 17 games? The Chiefs are going to try to run the football. We know what they're going to do. They got the magic man back there at quarterback, so we'll see, right? Um, but Hampton, DJ Harvey, Sean Payton wants to run the football. They're gonna try to run the football there. They're going to try to run the football. So we'll have to see if they can actually stop the run because that's the biggest thing for Patrick Graham's defense is they don't really stop the run. They haven't. I think it was 1 year in Miami he stopped the run, but that was really it. That was really it. So, um, can he do that? I mean, can he? Because I think if he can be decent here, maybe he'll actually parlay this into a head coaching job, and maybe if he stays here with the Raiders, he could take over for for Pete Carroll, because Pete Carroll's three years not here. Like, I mean, I think that he's here to make sure this team is just not completely terrible. Like, that's a big thing. So, for this Raider team, I'm not like I said, defensively, we all know if this has to be an overachieving bunch just to be in the top half of the league. I think they're definitely going to be. I don't see how they're not in the 20s. Doesn't mean they won't be good in the red zone. Doesn't mean they won't be good on third down. But I still don't see, like, I don't know how you could be really really confident in that. So they got Jermaine Pratt, they got Eldon Roberts from Pittsburgh, guys who can stop the run, but also in this sport, man, you got to be able to pass the foot. You got to be able to cover people, and what are they going to do on passing downs at linebacker? I mean, that's a big thing too. So maybe they go with one linebacker and Chin comes down. Who knows? Who knows? We'll take it from there. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see, Rare Nation. We'll see. We're getting closer and closer to training camp with every show. So enjoy your weekend and enjoy your days. Enjoy your 4th of July. And we'll see you next time on the Put on Raiders podcast. Take care.